New truck driver versus experienced trucker. Navigating life as a trucker. Truck driving is a demanding profession that requires a unique skill set and a deep understanding of the road to be successful. Whether it's dealing with adverse weather conditions, managing a mechanical breakdown, or making critical decisions on the highway, the approach of a new truck driver differs significantly from that of an experienced trucker. We'll explore 5 different scenarios to illustrate these differences. The idea being that new drivers might draw from this information should the situation call for it. If you can think of other scenarios, post them in the comment section. Let's go. 1. Handling adverse weather conditions. New truck driver. For a new truck driver, encountering adverse weather conditions like heavy rain, snow, or ice can be intimidating. They may be more likely to panic and reduce their speed drastically, sometimes even coming to a complete stop, which can create safety hazards and lead to delays. They might also let a dispatcher coerce him or her to go into weather or drive through the weather. Experienced trucker. An experienced trucker will check the weather of the route planned for the date and time of trucking there. If the weather is too severe, he or she will decline the load if possible or let it be known. Should weather become treacherous, they will pull over. If bad weather is encountered, the trucker understands how to adapt to adverse weather conditions. They'll slow down gradually, increase following distance, and use their knowledge to navigate safely. They know when it's time to pull off the road and wait for conditions to improve, prioritizing safety above all else. 2. Dealing with mechanical issues or breakdowns. New truck driver. When a new truck driver faces a small mechanical problem like, say, broken mirror or blown headlight or marker light, they might wait for hours to get in the shop to get it fixed, or drive for days trying to make it back to the terminal. Should a breakdown occur, they might feel overwhelmed and frustrated about the situation. They might find themselves taking it out on the company or the shop with an attitude during communication, which will only make matters worse. No breaks for you, buddy. Experienced trucker. An experienced trucker is well prepared for mechanical breakdowns. They'll know how to diagnose and fix common issues, and they'll have tools and spare parts on hand to make simple fixes themselves. This will save a lot of time and save the company or themselves money. More importantly, since they get back to driving instead of waiting, it ends up helping them make more money as well. If there is a breakdown that requires downtime in the shop, there's no need for frustration. At the end of the day, it's a part of trucking life. The reason there are diesel shops everywhere, and that there is even a roadside assistance to call, is because semis break down fairly regularly. Use the time to shower, rest, call the family, do the laundry, write, read, study, or get some exercise. Well, maybe they are not getting a lot of exercise, lol. But that's my hope for them, and you after this video. 3. Navigating tight urban streets. New truck driver. For some reason, trucking companies like to send new truck drivers into the city right after getting their CDL. I think it's silly, but I digress. New truck drivers may struggle when navigating tight urban streets. They might rely heavily on their GPS and become flustered when faced with narrow lanes, low bridges, or heavy traffic. It's kind of normal as a new driver. They may panic in the turn and run over the curb because truck driving school told them not to cross that center line when they turn. They're just trying to follow directions. Experienced trucker. Experienced truckers have the benefit of experience, which includes a way of feeling when the routing is getting a bit strange. They realize the GPS is not always accurate for best truck routing. Plus, things change, and the GPS must be keep updated. They are scanning ahead and hesitant to turn down sketchy streets without confirming the route. If they can't call the customer to confirm, they'll call the fire department, police, or Department of Transportation. They'll take alternative routes when necessary, even if it means a longer journey, to ensure the safety of themselves and others. When it comes to tight turns, they'll make firm eye contact with the driver they are approaching and send them unspoken vibes to back up. I don't know why it works, but it works. Lol. Seriously, if it is a street known for truck traffic, they often already know to back up and are very accommodating. If there is a stubborn one, guess what? They are not going to run over you. Some of those curbs are too high to rub the tire against, and some have light poles, signs, or traffic lights too close to cut across the curb. 4. Approaching a steep grade. New truck driver. Approaching a steep grade can be nerve-wracking for new truck drivers. Going up, they might downshift too late, causing engine strain. But that is minor compared to going down on the other side. They might start down in a gear too high, and go too fast before slowing down and then ride their brakes excessively before downshifting. They might try to downshift without slowing enough and miss the gear add roll in neutral using only the brake to slow. This is dangerous and causes excessive heating, increasing the risk of brake failure. Ever seen a burning truck going down a steep grade? Experienced trucker. Experienced truckers consider the routing beforehand and has checked tire pressure and slack adjusters before even getting to the steep grades. They understand the importance of gearing down early to keep RPM in an effective range for power to pull up the hill. Going down the hill, they will use the engine compression and a lower gear to help control their speed on steep downgrades. They know to slow well below they target speed in that lower gear and not to fan the brakes on the way down. They don't shift going down the hill because they are already in the gear they need to be in. The heavier the load, the lower the gear, and slower the descent. 5. Handling an emergency situation. New truck driver. In an emergency situation, like a sudden obstacle or a tire blowout, new truck drivers might panic and make abrupt maneuvers, increasing the risk of an accident. Experienced trucker. Experienced truckers have encountered numerous emergencies during their careers. They try to avoid the situations first by leaving enough following distances so they can see obstacles before they come upon them. They also pay attention to the driving patterns of motorists ahead. If you see vehicles swerving at the same point, even without seeing an obstacle, you know there is likely something in the road. Because of that, it's no surprise, and they try not to be in the lane of suspicion when they reach that point. Another proactive measure that good experienced truckers take is to leave a cushion of space all around the truck. If another motorist makes an abrupt move or has an emergency, the trucker has time for a measured maneuvering response. You can't always control that space, but it's a running objective. In an emergency, they'll maintain composure, use defensive driving techniques, and rely on training to handle the situation safely. Their ability to stay calm can make a critical difference in avoiding accidents. 6. Going owner-operator. New driver. Lets the trucking company talk them into a lease program with high payments and little capital set aside for repairs. They were promised they would make more money as a lease driver. The reality often is they will make less, and if they haven't set money aside, end up at truck stops selling their CB radio to buy food to eat. Experienced trucker. Saves money while building credit. Buys a truck from the truck dealership, so if they want me to leave the company they leased onto, they can go. They'll have lower payments and more freedom to not only leave the company, but make any modifications they want to the truck. 7. Managing money. New driver. Starts buying new clothes, jewelry, electronics, and even chrome for company trucks. Eats out of the truck stops. Plays Big Willie during home time, cause that's why you make the money to enjoy yourself. They may treat multiple women to expensive gifts and dates. Or the woman might spend on accessories and such. Experienced driver. Stops blowing money and regrets all the wasteful spending that had occurred during their new driver days. Law. They save, invest, and build their credit. They set goals for where they want to be in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and put money toward that. They buy a cooler and pick up most food from a grocery store than the truck stop. If they're smart, they choose healthier items overall because they are aware they spend a lot of time sitting while driving. They don't splurge on women or men they don't love. They rather put it toward a meaningful future. They invest in education. Lesson. Emulating an experienced trucker. New truck drivers, don't be discouraged by the differences between your approach and that of experienced truckers. Remember, every seasoned trucker was once in your shoes, learning and growing. Here are some steps to help you emulate the skills and mindset of an experienced driver. 1. Education and training. Invest in quality trucking education and training programs. A strong foundation of knowledge is essential. You just read this page or watched this entire video. I already know you're going to be just fine. An asset to the industry. 2. Mentorship. Seek out experienced truckers willing to mentor you. Their guidance can be invaluable in learning the ropes. Post questions at lifeasatrucker.com if you have them. 3. Stay informed. Keep yourself updated with industry news and regulations. Being aware of changes can help you anticipate challenges. 4. Practice patience. Understand that experience comes with time. Don't rush the learning process. Instead, focus on continual improvement. 5. Build the network. Connect with fellow truckers. Networking can provide you with insights, support, and valuable contacts. 6. Learn from mistakes. Accept that you'll make mistakes. Use them as opportunities for growth and learning. 7. Safety first. Prioritize safety above all else. Develop good safety habits from day one. 8. Adaptability. Embrace the need to adapt to different situations and environments. Flexibility is a hallmark of experienced drivers. 9. Self-reliance. Gradually build your toolkit and knowledge base so you can handle minor issues independently. 10. Stay positive. Maintain a positive attitude and a commitment to continuous learning. Believe in your ability to become an experienced, skilled trucker. While new truck drivers bring enthusiasm and a fresh perspective to the industry, they often lack the seasoned judgment and experience that comes with time behind the wheel. New drivers can benefit greatly from mentoring and continuous learning. Ask your fellow drivers questions. Ask them here in the comments. Remember, becoming an experienced trucker is a journey, not a destination. You have the potential to grow and develop into a skilled professional who can navigate the challenges of the road with confidence. Stay motivated, keep learning, and keep those wheels turning. The road ahead is full of opportunities for you to shine as a trucker. And remember, when it comes to life as a trucker, only the strong survive.